There's a pace here that I'm still not quite familiar with. There's a noise coming from the fridge and a mess that isn't mine. There's a broken chair that I've been sitting on lately. Feels high, feels so low. There's a beautiful porch with parts dropping from the ceiling. There's a man enjoying his loneliness as I am sitting, and my body's still and my open eyes are looking. I like it here, but sometimes I just feel like up and leaving. Can't wait to get home. Can't wait to get home. There are footsteps that are loud, they step on my sleeping. Feel flooded and I'm trying to breathe in. But as we drive, it all just slides. Nothing quite believes my mind, like knowing I am getting closer. Can't wait to get home. Can't wait to get home. take on my grind. I need to be here, it's mine, my dime. I can't cease to hold on to for the most. I don't know, this all just hits me like a rock. Can't wait to get home.
죄송합니다. tree. I'm just sitting here. I got time. It's clear to see from up here. The world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
왔어?
자기야 배고파?
배고파. Shall we?
도대체 왜 그러실까?
I'm gonna be having this yellow scrambled egg. It has, I think, almond spoon shape. Spoon shape.
맛있어.
어디 있어?
소주 한 병에 양주 두 잔 먹고 해장으로
해장으로 English breakfast.